we've got two confirmed Arise Festival. One that's going to be happening in August, and that will introduce the first ever Arise Festival, so that will be interesting. And then going forward, the next time we see the Arise Festival, it's going to be a bit of a wait because it's in December. So a bit of a wait between the two Arise Festivals, but regardless, with the release of these two Arise Festivals comes a lot of festivity, a lot to happen, which is awesome. Now, from all of that, one of the things which I myself have been trying my best to kind of point my finger on, and that is, what is Go going to be in terms of typing? Where do we want him to be? What role could he be possibly playing for the game itself? Now, obviously, it being a festival character, we know for a fact that in some way, in certain builds of this character, and a key part of its kit, he will be broken, hands down. The question is, what is it? Now, having said all of that, I haven't really spoken about Ryoju because, I mean, well, he's in December. He's a very long way away, and from him to now, there's going to be a plethora of characters releasing, and so we really don't have a good understanding. I mean, well, you can have your predictions on the character itself, on how he's portrayed within the show, to kind of give you some sort of feel and idea. Hence why we've go, you know, lore-wise, if they keep with how he was shown within the manga, of course, it's more leaning towards light. So having said that, I mean, that could also give you a good idea on what Ryuji could also be. So Nasdaq came out with a tweet, as you guys can see. This is where things get really interesting right now. So a Korean journalist outlet, which I have the site for right now, I've got it up, pretty much came out to say that Go is going to be light, which, okay, fair enough. I mean, that's not exactly that big of a news, since majority of us are now leading to believe that that might be the case. Although, as it states, someone said they would prefer him to be a wind. That's also a possibility. But they've also mentioned how Goto could also be, it will be a wind. Now again, it's early days, so if they do have their own sources, because as it continues to say that, obviously can't be sure if they got some news from insiders, since usually certain journalists have their own sources. So maybe as of right now, the developers probably have him as a win. Could change up because again, it's in December, so that, you know, there's a long wait. But to say that Go could be light, I think we are leaning towards to say that light is about to be the first Rise Festival, which kind of makes sense, because if you look at Cheyenne, how she came about, yeah, you know, being the first rate up banner for Solo Leveling Arise for the global launch, and how crazy of a character she was. So it seems light has always been the typing to introduce something in a broken manner. So here's the site. So this is kind of where they really go into it all. So I'll just kind of go through it. So Go, who made many original fans happy with the news of his appearance, is a hunter representing Korea. Before the gate and the demons appeared in the world, he lived a wealthy old age as CEO of a mid-sized company. And after the gate appeared, he awakened as an S-class hunter and worked as a first-generation hunter who protected the people from the threat of the demons. However, because he became a hunter with an old body and a heart disease, it was difficult for him to demonstrate his skills. He retired and founded the Hunter Association to sort out the chaotic situation caused by the sudden appearance of the gate and hunters. Thanks to his efforts, society gradually stabilized, and Go became a strong support for the hunters of Korea. Above all, Go was considered the best among the S-class hunters, the highest grade, so he was able to control many hunters and suppress guild disputes despite his old body. After reawakening, Go, who recognized Sung, Powell suggested that he be scouted by the Hunter Association, and they developed a close relationship in which they help and rely on each other. The reason why Go was able to extract great strength despite his weakened body was because the power he possessed was a fragment of the most brilliant light. Hunters of national power level are vessels with immense power because they have a fragment of the light. The power of the rulers embedded in their bodies, and along with the best hunters in original work such as Thomas and Liu Zikang, Go was also a vessel of the fragment. Thanks to his before Sung appeared, he was considered the hunter closest to national power in South Korea. So this is what I mean about, and again, this is what most people, to those that are speculating for him to be light, this is where it's all kind of stemming from, if you guys didn't know, of course. Again, with them mentioning it to say that he is going to be light, I mean, again, it makes sense lore-wise. In terms of game-wise, I think Win would have been the preferred route to go, but then again, we don't know what Amamiya is going to be bringing to the table, and as it stands, and as I've already mentioned, an assassin DPS transformation character could be something crazy, and so from that, I think we'll be just fine for now for Wind, depending on how much power she's bringing, of course. And so with Go coming along with light support, I say support, he's definitely going to be DPS. Anyway, moving on. I mean, to be fair, just looking at these two images, like if Go was Wind, this will be actually picture perfect. In my eyes, I think it needs to, I mean, it probably won't. I don't know. If for whatever reason developers say, yep, you're a Wind, that's going to be dope. I will actually be so happy if that is the case. Just before I read Goto's part, there is a bit of a spoiler. So if you do want to avoid the spoilers, just kind of skip a little ahead, because it does kind of talk about the story a little bit about him, so bit of a spoiler coming up. Anyway, let's continue on. So Gotoruji, who crossed the sea for the joint Jeju Island raid of Korea and Japan, is the leader of the Japanese hunters and the master of the Balgyum Guild. He is a powerful S-class hunter who holds the title of the strongest in Japan, and is believed that he participated in the Jeju Island raid in order to lead Japan to become a hunter of national power, while also rising to the level of a hunter. He has great ambitions and somewhat cold and arrogant attitude, but as the best in Japan, his sword skills and his abilities as a hunter are outstanding. Through the Jeju Island raid, Japan expected to maintain its power while Korea's power decreased, giving them the upper hand, but instead, he died, along with many Japanese hunters, to the Ant King, which weakened Japan. So that's the correlation between the story that's going to be happening along with why he's releasing. I'm glad and I'm grateful that they've actually decided to put him as a an Arise festival. So yeah, that's dope. So yeah, since Jeju Island episode appears in the game in December, there is a high probability that Gojoruji will appear along with it. And since the Jeju Island raid is an important episode in the original work, there will be many updates. Considering the original powers of Go and Goto, there is a high probability that they will be powerful SLR hunters when they appear in the game. The detailed abilities are yet not known, but in the original work, Go is strong and uses his bare hand fighting, as well as Goto uses a sword, so we can expect a fighter type with these characteristics added. In addition, since they possess fragments of brilliance, Go is expected to appear as light attribute, and Goto is a fast swordsmanship, is expected to appear with a wind attribute. Now again, not sure who their sources are. Take the Goto with a pinch of salt because he's so far away, and things could change. The Go being a light attribute, that has a high probability of actually being the case. The only two options that I can see Go coming in, because he's a hand-to-hand combat type of character, he's either going to be a tank or he's going to be an attacking character. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. If he's going to be the attack, then he's gonna be 100% above Chaeyeon, no doubt in my mind, above her. If he is a tank, then just like how they released the new Ruin with Almighty Break, I assume he's going to have some sort of heavy break going on with a certain skill. I expect that to also be maybe like a double-edged sword too, potentially. Who knows? Because of course, you know, him having a weak, fragile body and whatnot. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But that is pretty much what I just kind of want to bring your guys' attention to with the two new Arise Festival. So we'll see. But just note that with Go, I understand that majority of us want him to be Wind, and that to further cater to the Wind attribute even after MMA releasing. But yeah, I think it is going to be a light release.